What's up, Taurus? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your May 2020 reading, tarot and astrology reading. I hope you guys are doing well. Sorry this is so late. Happy birthday to you guys. It is your birthday month. Too bad the world is a shit show right now. If you're new here, my name is Tawny Michelle. I am not all love, light, twin flames, and unicorns on this channel. So please keep that in mind when listening to this reading, and let's go ahead and dive into it. So Taurus, there's been a lot of energy with Taurus lately, like a lot of Taurian energy lately, not just because it's your season, but we've just had so many Uranus transits because Uranus is in your guys' sign, Taurus. So there's been a lot of anxiety and distraction and just random all over the place energy, almost like a tornado of shit that just doesn't make sense. And I kind of see that in your reading as well, in your cards. But this month is a really big deal for everybody. We just went through a major shift. We're going through more major shifts this month because the nodes of the moon, which are very, very karmic, have now moved into Gemini and Sagittarius, okay? So what this means for you guys, Taurus, is for the next 18 months, there's going to be a very heavy, heavy focus for you on your financial sector and a lot more. There's a lot more that is covered here with Gemini and Sag for you guys than just your financial sector. And this is going to be a little bit more true for Taurus risings, although even if you're a Taurus sun, you may feel this energy as well. So make sure you're just always watching your rising and your sun sign, at least on my channel, because of the way that I do things. So basically, it's going to start this month where there's almost like a mission, okay? I feel like there's this sense of a mission with you guys. There's something I need to do with the Page of Wands here. There's something I want to do. There's a direction I want to take, but I'm not that sure about it. I'm a little confused about it. I'm not sure which option to pick, or I'm not sure if what I'm hearing is the correct information. This is also very misleading and confusing information, I feel, for some of you. And I think that you're kind of being asked to take a step back to really analyze things before you jump fully into something, or before you believe what you hear from other people. There's going to be a lot of experiences that you have, a lot of learning experiences that we all have with this transit over the next 18 months, that you are going to really have to understand that just because somebody else believes that it's true, or you believe that it's true, doesn't necessarily mean that it is. It's very much so about paying a little bit more attention to the logic and the facts behind things, and also your own experience, your own interpretation, instead of constantly thinking about what others want for you, Taurus. That's a really big deal here for you guys over the next 18 months. It's a really big theme, because I feel like a lot of people or a lot of stuff has been in your head, whether you've just been comparing yourself to others, or whether you've just been listening to others' opinions about what you should do, where you should go, how you should do it, or whether you've just been telling yourself, well, what about what they think, or what will people think of me, things like that. And I think it's very important for this first part of May for you to really consider what it is that you want, okay? What do you want? Also your priorities, okay? Because Gemini is moving into this, or I'm sorry, the North Node's moving into Gemini, which is the sign right after yours. So if you're a Taurus rising, this is a place that is all about your priorities. This is all about your values. What do you value? Your finances, and going off your own values, not other people's, because the South Node is in Sagittarius, which is your 8th house of, shared resources, transformation, intimate relationships, and any kind of shared finances or resources that you have with another person, or from a bank, or that house holds debt and loans, things like that. But what I see you really doing this month, Taurus, is kind of getting back to who you are, getting back to the basics with the 6 of Cups here and the 4 of Swords. So I think around the second week of May, you may be feeling a little bit more tired, or a little bit more nostalgic in some ways. You may be called to kind of rest, to kind of really pull back from a situation and get silent and, you know, really consider your own motives. I don't know why that's coming to me, but consider your own motives. Once again, it goes into what do you want? What do you desire? With this Page of Wands here, I'm really seeing this as like, what do you desire? Like, what do you want? What do you want to create? What do you want to do? Where's your place in the world? And that's like a big question I think is being asked right now with you guys, Taurus. So I think for like the second week, you could be feeling a little bit nostalgic, a little bit in the past, thinking about the past, thinking about your childhood, thinking about just reflecting, really reflecting on things. And I think that would be a very good time for you as well. Okay. Kind of taking a break, tapping into your inner child, okay? Not taking things too seriously. Because for around the third week in May, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Death card, okay? And so what I see here is this is some kind of ending of what was really coming to me was something to do with a financial situation. This was an ending that was happening in May, a shift that was going to possibly make you rely on yourself a little bit more, that was going to help you be a little bit more independent. Because the way that I'm looking at this is it's almost like he's walking away from her. Okay, so it's almost like he's already past her. And when he leaves her, she's independent, if that makes sense. She's independent. She's like independent. Yeah, you know what that means, baby. Like, I can do this on my own. I don't need anybody. The third week, maybe also very much so about your reputation, your achievements. What do you want to do in the world? And you may be putting an end to something that has been holding you back from you. And in the cards here, I feel like this is a very big month of figuring out who you are and what you want and what you want to do. What are your passions? What are your hobbies? Letting yourself take a break. There definitely could be something that comes up from the past that needs to be addressed like mid-month. And I'm also getting like a power theme here with these two cards for some reason. Possibly something to do with your reputation or something along those lines. I may clarify that. But moving on to the fourth week, okay, so the very end of the month, we have the King of Swords and the Five of Wands. So, the end of March, you could be feeling like somebody, when I first saw this, the first thing that kind of came to me is no matter what's going on, no matter what people are saying or what people are fighting about or what people are arguing about, check the facts, okay? Check the facts. Like I was saying, there's a lot of information that is going to be coming out over the next couple years that is going to be very untrue, very unreliable, and you need to be able to look at all sides of a situation. Okay, so really be careful. And this is for everybody, not just you, Taurus, but it's really coming up in your reading. Really be careful what kind of information that you're taking in, what kind of information that you are basically letting into your life. Like what kind of information that you're believing or that you're taking at face value. This is very, very important to basically be more logical, to be more factual, okay? Almost like question everything. Question everything. Don't just believe something or listen to something and take it as the truth right away. And you could even be getting into it someone towards the end of May when it comes to the truth about something. There could be a minor argument. This isn't anything huge, I don't feel, but there could be a minor argument about what the truth is or the proof about something or the facts about something. So really keep that in mind, Taurus, this month. And also what I'm seeing here now, again, and I'm looking at these cards, this Page of Wands is almost like looking up at these cups, almost like mesmerized. Okay, so it can be very easy this month, I feel, for some of you to fall into gossip or to fall into something because it seems really good, okay? And there's almost like this fantasy type of vibe coming in here for you guys, Taurus, like the first half of May, where you're kind of taken aback by something or you're not seeing something as clear. So it's very important, once again, that you clear your mind, okay? This could be meditation. This could just be getting rest, reflecting, that you're really thinking things through. And you may actually be surprised that you end up coming out of it actually a lot more powerful and a lot more confident than it may seem at first if you're able to do this. So keep that in mind. Anyways, but I do feel that you're going to be tested towards the end of this month to really honestly honor truth and facts, even if it doesn't fit with your beliefs, or even if it doesn't, it's kind of hard to explain. It's almost like you're being asked to question everything. You're being asked to be more skeptical about things, and not rely on other people's opinions or beliefs as much. Not that you do really anyways, because you have Capricorn in your 9th house, okay? But there could be a lot of kind of authority, like an authority presence, even if it's like somebody just that you really respect or look up to, that you are kind of having to separate what you think versus what they think. Hopefully that makes sense to some of you. And this could have happened in your childhood as well. Okay, it's very important because there's always going to be another side to a situation. So just when you think that you've gotten the truth or you've gotten the proof or whatever on something, there's always going to be something else. Right? There's always going to be another side that comes out, another way to view it, another perception that you didn't quite see before. Okay, so I think that you guys could also be hearing from someone from your past out of nowhere that caused a lot of difficulty for you. But this is happening in order to get closure and for you to be able to move on. They definitely caused a lot of difficulty for you. And that could also be what this this 6 of Cups and 4 of Swords is, and even this Page of Wands and 7 of Cups. So there could be somebody in your life that kind of comes back around from your past, and I think that it's really telling you that you really need to reflect on this, okay? Because Venus retrograde is happening this month, so nothing is going to be exactly quite as it appears until Venus is done retrograding. And once Venus is done retrograding, we're going to have a completely different perception. So try to kind of just keep an open mind. Try to just be open to everything. Don't get too fixated on like it needs to be one way, or it needs to be this way, or it needs to be that way, because then you're going to get very confused, okay? You're going to get very confused. Just kind of go with the flow as much as you can. Don't try to like control things too much, and you'll be fine. Don't have too many expectations of like it needs to go this way, or this is how it's going to play out, or this is how it's going to work out. And I think that you'll be fine. So as far as for your astrology, Taurus, so I've written some notes down here from looking at your chart for the month. So the sun for this month until like the 20th, I believe, is in your sign, okay, which makes it your birthday. It's your birthday month, obviously. So this month, I think that you guys are really going to be re-examining what you preach. And not only that, but this nodal transit that you guys are going to be going through, like I said, for the next 18 months. These are the themes that it's going to bring up for you. So you're going to find many different ways, new ways, interesting ways to make money, okay? This is going to be a big one. You may find a few different incomes, or have a few different income sources, or find a few different ways to bring in money. Also, you're going to be re-examining what you preach and really learning how to not get too hung up on what's right or what's wrong, or what other people believe. Also focusing on your own values and your own priorities instead of the world's or other people's, or what you think the world should be doing, or what you think other people should be doing, or what they should believe, or whatever the case may be. You're going to be focusing less on that, and you're going to be really pushed to start focusing more on yourself and your own priorities and what you want and what you value as a person, etc., etc. So, and I also wrote down not worrying so much about what other people are hiding, because Sagittarius is kind of like this truth seeker energy, right? And it's in your 8th house of secrets, other people's money, things like that. So don't get too hung up on conspiracies and things like that, because that's going to be another big thing that's going to start happening. Try not to lose yourself in that. Just, it's really about focusing on you. And the more you start focusing on other people, the more you're going to get into that South Node energy, and it's going to be very miserable. It's going to be very karmic, a lot of lessons. And I mean, we're all going to be learning lessons in the South Node, but you know, the more that you stay there and you don't open up to the other side, which is the North Node, you know, the harder it can be for us sometimes. So, but I also wrote down getting your financial affairs in order over the next 18 months is what this nodal transit is going to be about. Also recognizing your talents, you know, getting out of your comfort zones with your talents, finding old talents that you used to like, having multiple different talents, relying less on what people expect of you, exploring the occult as well. That could be something that comes up. Letting your priorities and values kind of shift and change. Becoming more factual and kind of re-examining your beliefs, your spirituality, whatever it is that you believe in, the bigger picture of what's going on, basically. And not focusing on what others think or value, changing your morals, letting go of overly moralistic biases, dogmas, or just, you know, not preaching about what's right, wrong, or, you know, how people or the world should be doing things in your opinion. Experiencing and seeing things for yourself, not just taking others' ideas, concepts, beliefs, or opinions as fact. That's another big one, like we kind of talked about already. So on the 11th, Mercury is going to enter Gemini as well, which, like I said, is this sector that's all about your talents, your own income, the income you make from yourself, not income that you get from anywhere else, like a loan or credit or anything like that, or your partner's income, like your own income that you worked for. So Mercury's going to be in that sector, and it's going to be kind of helping you to get your priorities in order. So you're going to kind of have like a help with this, which is the cool thing, because Venus is there and Mercury's there. Okay, and so there's going to be this like enormous help that you have in this second house of yours, which is going to relate more to you if you're a Taurus ascendant than if you're just a Taurus sun. Okay, the astrology part that I do in these videos relates more to your rising sign, but you may find some similarities if you're a Taurus sun as well, and that's fine if you do. But basically, I think, you know, Mercury in your second house, in Gemini, you're going to be feeling talkative, you're going to be feeling communicative, you're going to want to communicate about things, you're going to want to explore new ideas, new priorities, you know, really getting your priorities together. It can be very easy to get distracted and like I said, just be okay with letting your priorities kind of shift and change and all of that. Now, Venus in this area as well, I think, is going to be really about finding possibly like past creative talents or just past talents, period, that maybe can make you money, that maybe have some value there. It's also possibly going to be re-exploring past situations and relationships, not just situations, but like your values in relationships, your priorities with relationships. That's going to be a big one as well. Now, Saturn on March 11th, so like halfway through the month is when everything starts getting crazy. But Saturn on March 11th is going to retrograde. It just stepped into your 10th house a couple months ago, and now it's going to start retrograding. So what this could be for you guys, what this could feel like, Taurus, is basically more distancing in a way. It's funny because I would think like Saturn and Aquarius in the 10th house would be like the epitome of social distancing. So maybe you guys have been feeling this a little bit more than other people for some of you. But you may feel your own kind of like distance from the world. Like you may want to pull back a little bit or not be very into like social events or what's going on in the world. Things like that, what's going on in your career, whatever. You're going to want to go a little bit more inward and be a little bit more innovative, if that makes sense. You may be worried about how you can make a difference in the world or, you know, do some kind of like environmental or humanitarian, charitable work, something along those lines, or just projects. Some of you guys may be working with technology for your career or developing talents and skills that can really help in this new paradigm that's forming with technology, you know, and all of this social distancing stuff. Because even if we kind of come off of social distancing, likely we're going to get another wave of this virus. So we're going to need to kind of think ahead, you know, and be smart about it. So you may be very focused on your achievements and your life in general, like what you've achieved in life, your career, and basically your life path beyond what you normally would have saw for yourself, okay? Like your life path with Aquarius in the 10th house is to do something different, is to do something that's going to help people, okay? That's going to be some kind of revolutionary thing or evolutionary thing in some way. So that's kind of what I see for the Saturn retrograde. And Saturn retrogrades around 6 months of the year. So yeah, it'll be retrograde till like fall or winter, I believe. Okay, so moving on. On the 13th, we have Mars moving into your 11th house of Pisces, okay? So this is a time where you could definitely be feeling very motivated to help other people in some way, shape, or form, very motivated to help other people heal or spiritually, you may be very into kind of socializing or hanging out with friends, being there for friends. There may be something that you're completing when it comes to a group of people or a friendship or another person in some way around that time. But you're going to definitely be very motivated. There's going to be a little bit more drive and focus on other people and Pisces, which is basically spirituality and other realms and things like that. Now, on the 14th, we have Jupiter retrograde in your 9th house. So I really think this is going to be getting back to your roots, okay? Getting back to your roots and, you know, your traditional beliefs and maybe even exploring outside your own usual traditional beliefs or how you were raised or how you were taught or what you were told to believe or whatever the case may be. Whatever this, like Jupiter is going to be retrograde, like for quite a few months as well, I think till fall, I think till September, but I could be wrong about that. But either way, Jupiter is going to kind of push you into really exploring, doing some kind of inner exploration on what has meaning to you when it comes to your beliefs, when it comes to your purpose, your mission, and, you know, the bigger questions of life. Why are we all here? What are we doing? Why is this happening? You know, like why, what is power? Because it's in Capricorn. So, you know, the people and institutions in power, the organized institutions that are in power. So you may be really questioning these things, questioning authority, legal systems, institutions, religions, and it's fine. Like I said, question everything. Just don't get too fixed on like one ideology or one belief or one opinion and not be able to budge off of it, because that's when you can find yourself getting way deep and next thing you know you're like in a cult or something. I'm just kidding, that's kind of dramatic, that probably won't happen, but I'm just saying, like that's the energy that we're kind of dealing with here. Anyways, but that's just like kind of a really dramatic example, kind of joking, being sarcastic. But anyways, you may just want to go inward and, you know, really just kind of like explore maybe ancient text or more traditional cultures and their beliefs, or what happened, you know, back in the day, old traditional belief systems, or more practical, realistic belief systems. You know, exploring more conservative beliefs and or even political views, okay? But it's going to need to mean something to you. It's going to have meaning, and it's going to need to make sense. It's going to need to be practical. So then on the 22nd, we have a new moon in your second house in Gemini. So this is going to be very interesting. So new moon in the second house is going to bring up, you know, it's going to be like this kind of new beginning for you, okay? This new beginning for you when it comes to your talents. It's very, very much so around that time, more than anything. I think you're going to really be able to start feeling this focus hone in on your talents, your priorities, your income, your money, what you're here to do. You're really going to start feeling that energy kind of pulling you into that area of your life. And, you know, also just any kind of like old talents or old, I don't know, I lost my train of thought, but just, yeah, talents, priorities, values, and your income, basically, your finances. So that's going to be a major, there may be something that kind of comes to light for you around that time. So that is what I see for you guys this month, Taurus. Let me pull a few more cards since it is your birthday, a few oracle cards, and let's see what we get here. Hopefully you guys related to this so far. Let me know down below if any of this related to you. Do remember I'm filming this like first few days into May, so it may not relate right away. Okay, so we have adventures and we have fulfillment. Yeah, okay, awesome. Okay. So yeah, adventures is like kind of what I was saying in the beginning with that Page of Wands. It's like what do you want? It's like you're going on a journey, you know, but you have to figure out what it is that you want. And, you know, you may have to kind of reflect back to do that. We have action, stillness, and community. Okay, so yeah, that definitely goes with everything that we were kind of talking about as well. Okay, so definitely something kind of coming into fulfillment this month with this card here. I think it's going to be like mid-month, I feel. Yeah, but there's something that you're really wanting to do, but at some point in the month, and I really feel like it's around mid-month, maybe even beginning to mid-month, it's like you're going to have to kind of reflect. You're going to kind of be in some kind of position where you're forced to sit still, to think about what it is that's truly, what it is that you truly want and who it is that you truly are and how far you've came. You know what I mean? Because this definitely is a big time for Taurus right now, where you're really paying attention to your place in the world, your achievements, with community here, you know, like what it is that you want to do, how it is that you want to help other people, what your mission is, what your purpose is, why are you here? It's kind of like those bigger questions that are really coming up right now and putting some weight on you guys. But yeah, I definitely see it looks like a pretty decent month to me. Towards the end, like I said, there may be some pettiness or some arguments with somebody, either an authority figure or just somebody, about your own beliefs, truths, or what you think about something. So you do need to watch out for that, that you are being logical, that you are being a little bit more factual, that you are questioning everything. Just like these two cards, you know, like this guy's like, what the fuck, bro? Like, and he's like, I don't even know, man. Like, you know, just like be in that kind of like mood and just keep it a mood, you know, man. Like, just keep it a vibe and keep it like that. Question everything. Like, don't let yourself, you know, fall too hard for one particular thing and stick to it, you know. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys, Taurus. Let me know down below how this reading resonated. If it did, I'd love to know. Thank you guys so much. If you would like to follow me on my social media, I'm most active on Instagram other than here on YouTube. So definitely keep up with me over there or my other social medias as well. If you're interested in any more shit that I do, check the description below. And yeah, love you guys. Bye.